Hollywood, the land of dreams where anything can happen. But behind the glitz and glamour lies a dark side, a side that's been kept hidden for years. Today, we're going to uncover the most explosive Hollywood scandal that took 30 years to surface. So sit tight, grab a seat, and get ready for this explosive revelation. Some gossip mongers have been following this story for a while now, and it always felt like something was missing. The pieces just didn't add up. There's just something, a small detail that people had overlooked before suddenly it became clear, and it changed everything. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why should you care about this? Well, the truth is, this story is not just about one person. It's about a much larger issue that affects all of us. It's about power, abuse, and the courage to speak out. By the end of this video, I guarantee you will be more motivated to make a change. This story is not just about Hollywood. It's about power and the lengths that some people will go to keep their secrets hidden. So let's get to the point. The most explosive Hollywood scandal that took 30 years to surface is the story of one of the biggest figures in Hollywood. Harvey Weinstein was one of the most powerful men in Hollywood. He produced some of the most successful and critically acclaimed films of our time, including Pulp Fiction, Good Will Hunting, and Shakespeare in Love. But behind the scenes, there was a different story. A story of sexual harassment, abuse, and intimidation. In 2017, actress Ashley Judd was one of the first women to come forward and accuse Weinstein of sexual harassment. Soon after, actress Rose McGowan came forward with her own allegations against Weinstein. And then Gwyneth Paltrow, who won an Oscar for her role in Shakespeare in Love, revealed that Weinstein had harassed her when she was just a young actress. The revelations of the actresses sparked a movement. Women all over the world began speaking out about their experiences with sexual harassment and abuse. The Time's Up movement was born, with the goal of ending sexual harassment and abuse in the entertainment industry and beyond. The #MeToo movement also gained momentum, with women sharing their stories on social media. According to journalist Rebecca Traister from New York Magazine, to understand why it was so hard to expose Weinstein's bad behavior, you need to know about the man himself. He had a lot of power and money, and he was known to be a bully. People were scared to go up against him because he was such a big deal in the industry. It took a lot of courage to speak out against him. In an article for The Cut, Traister revealed that she had been discussing Weinstein's behavior for 17 long years. It all began when she was in her mid-20s and working on a story about one of Weinstein's films. During an event, Traister dared to ask him a question that he did not appreciate. His response? He called her a vulgar name and bragged about his power, declaring himself to be the, quote, effing sheriff of the entertainment industry. But the situation only escalated from there. According to Traister, when her colleague stepped in to intervene, Weinstein flew into a rage and physically assaulted him, even pushing him down a flight of stairs and putting him in a headlock. The incident was captured on camera by a horde of photographers and journalists who were present, yet no photos of the attack ever surfaced. This chilling episode highlights the immense power and influence that Weinstein wielded in Hollywood at the time. If a high-profile executive could physically assault a young reporter in broad daylight and escape without consequences, what chance did women who had experienced harassment at his hands stand in speaking out? The message was clear. Weinstein was untouchable, and his victims were powerless to hold him accountable for his actions. In 2020, Weinstein was found guilty of rape and sexual assault and sentenced to 23 years in prison. But the question remains, why did it take so long for Weinstein's actions to be exposed? It turns out there were many factors at play. Weinstein had a powerful network of lawyers, publicists, and journalists who helped keep his actions hidden. He also used his connections to intimidate and silence his accusers. And perhaps most disturbingly, many people in Hollywood knew about Weinstein's behavior and chose to look the other way. The culture of silence and complicity in Hollywood allowed Weinstein to continue his abusive behavior for decades. But the brave women who came forward and shared their stories sparked a movement that has brought about real change. The Time's Up movement has led to new laws and policies to protect workers from sexual harassment and abuse. And more people are speaking out and demanding change. It's clear that the culture of silence in Hollywood is starting to break down. The reason it took so long for Weinstein's actions to be exposed dawned on me. The power dynamic within Hollywood was to blame. Weinstein was a titan of the industry, and he used his power and influence to intimidate and silence his victims. But it wasn't just Weinstein who was complicit in this culture of silence. The entire system of Hollywood was built on a foundation of power and privilege, with those at the top protecting their own interests and ensuring that the status quo was maintained. The culture of silence and protectionism allowed Weinstein to operate with impunity for decades. But now, thanks to the brave women who came forward and the movements they helped spark, Hollywood is starting to reckon with its dark side. Studios and production companies are implementing new policies and procedures to prevent sexual harassment and abuse. The Time's Up movement is working to create lasting change in the entertainment industry and beyond. And people all over the world are standing up and saying enough is enough. The legacy of Harvey Weinstein will be remembered as a cautionary tale, a reminder that no one is above the law, and that those who abuse their power will eventually be held accountable. For 3 long decades, rumors circulated throughout the entertainment world about Weinstein's mistreatment of women. This was no mere whisper or hushed gossip, but rather the industry's biggest open secret. However, the brave women who have spoken out about their experiences with him reveal a much more sinister truth. Weinstein held a vice-like grip on the narrative surrounding his deplorable actions, using his immense power and influence to quash any attempts by journalists to expose him. It was as if he had the industry in the palm of his hand, and nothing could stop him from silencing those who dared to speak out against him. Hollywood may never be the same again, but that's a good thing. It's time for a new era of accountability, transparency, and justice. Remember to always speak out against abuse and harassment. It's up to all of us to make a difference. Why did the allegations against Harvey Weinstein come out now? The answer is simple, but it's not what you think. It wasn't just one thing that triggered the revelations. It was a combination of factors that led to the downfall of a Hollywood mogul. First, it was the bravery of the victims who came forward. Without their courage, none of this would have been possible. They risked everything to speak out against someone who had power and influence over their lives. It takes a lot of strength to do that, and we owe them our respect and gratitude. Second, it was the Me Too movement that gave these women a platform to be heard. The movement has been a game changer in the fight against sexual harassment and abuse. It gave a voice to the voiceless and exposed the dark underbelly of the entertainment industry. Third, it was the media that played a crucial role in exposing the truth. The investigative journalists who worked tirelessly to uncover the facts and bring this story to the forefront. They risked their careers and reputations to shine a light on this issue, and we should be grateful for their efforts. So, that's the story. The story of the most explosive Hollywood scandal that took 30 years to surface. A story of courage, determination, and justice. A story that proves that no one is above the law, no matter how powerful they may seem. I hope this video has shed some light on this important issue and inspired you to take action. Remember, we all have a role to play in creating a better future. We need to hold those in power accountable for their actions and support those who are brave enough to speak out. It's not an easy task, but it's a necessary one. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.